Today, we are announcing unprecedented action against the current landlords of Robert Fulton Terrace and Fordham Towers, Karan Singh and Rajmati Prasad.
Named these landlords before he was even mayor. 128 days later, they paid $31 million. Here's what happens next.
Tenants at Robert Fulton Terrace and Fordham Towers have been complaining for years now about broken elevators, rodents, leaks, and no heat or hot water.
Every politician promises to hold bad landlords accountable. Mamdani did something different.
This is a new administration. This is an administration that makes very clear that there is no tolerance for impunity.
He named specific buildings, named specific owners, named the families living inside them. During his campaign, before he had any power to act, and then he won, and then he actually did it.
Around Mamdani today announcing the largest settlement in city history, what he calls bad landlords in the Bronx. Those landlords will now pay $31 million after the mayor says tenants were forced to live in horrible conditions for years.
That is not politics. That is a promise with an address on it. During his campaign, Mamdani specifically targeted the public advocate's Worst Landlords List. Karan Singh and Rajmati Prasad, the owners of Robert Fulton Terrace and Fordham Towers, were on that list. He said he would hold them accountable. 128 days into his term, $31 million. Largest civil penalty in New York City housing history. But here's what most people missed. This is not a one-time moment. In March, Mamdani secured a $2.1 million judgment against a South Bronx landlord, the first case ever to impose maximum penalties under the nuisance abatement law. 2 months later, $31 million. He is building a pattern. Every landlord on that worst landlords list is now watching. Now, here is what actually happens next for those 500 families. The chief restructuring officer starts work immediately. Over $900,000 already frozen from the landlord's bank accounts goes directly to repairs. Not next month, this week. Broken elevators, failed heating systems, vermin infestations, crumbling balconies, all of it on a court-supervised repair schedule. A tenant stood at the press conference and said, "I should not be boiling water to bathe in 2026. She has been hopeful before. What is different this time is that the money is already frozen. The officer is already appointed. The repairs are already scheduled. The hope has a mechanism behind it." Mamdani is also pushing Fannie Mae, which has initiated foreclosure proceedings to find a responsible preservation buyer. He is not just removing the bad actor, he is trying to control who replaces them. That is the difference between a one-time win and a lasting change. Nearly 2,000 violations, 500 apartments, 20 years of neglect. Now repairs are finally happening under court oversight, not landlord promises. And every negligent landlord in New York is now wondering if collecting rent is worth a $31 million penalty. That is how you change a system. He named the buildings before the election. 128 days later came $31 million in penalties, frozen accounts, and repairs starting now. For families boiling water just to bathe, this was not politics. This was a promise kept.